In this one, professional cricketer Hassan Azad gives tips on how to bat against spin in cricket.
The most important thing that translates well across any type of surface, any type of bowler, for me is feet. And we talk a lot about seamers and how when you're facing pace, feet movement isn't as important as being in the right position and having your weight going in the right direction. When it comes to playing against spin, I think feet become a lot more important, and it becomes really important to be proactive and decisive in either moving forward or moving back. So my setup is relatively similar, but again, I'm not thinking too much about having a high back lift. My hands are nice and neutral, nice and low. I have a little bit more of a press because I want to make sure that I don't get stuck in here. Because as soon as you get stuck in here, if the ball's skidding on with the arm, nowhere to go, hit in front of the wickets. Against an off spinner, that's so common to see, like left-handers get out LBW to off spinners against balls that don't spin. So I'll stand on a middle leg, try and keep my front foot relatively out of the way, have a decent stride in for my press, but then again, not so much that you get stuck there. You should be able to go again. And then I'm playing in here for the ball against an off spinner. I'm looking to hit mid-off through to extra cover, but I'm playing almost in to out, making sure that my bat is in front. When it comes to a left arm spinner, again, say the ball is not spinning as much, I'll stand on probably middle, come across to off. I'm slightly more open. I know that if the ball's not spinning that much, I can just leave anything that outside off. If it gets too full, I can drive it, but don't want to be too cute in the areas that I'm driving. I still want to give it the full face, maybe hit through extra cover rather than the big gap through the offside that's normally there. So earlier we spoke about playing against an off spinner when it's not spinning as much and when he's trying to skid the ball on, try and hit you on the pad to get you out LBW. Now I want to speak a little bit more about when the ball starts to actually turn a little bit more and you have both edges in play. So if the ball spins, you have the outside edge in play, and if it doesn't, you have your pad in play. I think when that starts to happen, the key thing that becomes really important is, again, footwork. So trying to get out as far as possible. But the other thing that becomes really important is having your bat out in front, because you don't want to be in a situation where if you're closed off in here, then if the ball doesn't spin, you have short leg in play. You want to meet it nice and you want to meet it out front so that your bat is covering your pad, and so that if the ball does spin, if it spins big, it'll beat you on the outside, and you don't really mind that because as long as you're not going at it and it's not taking your edge, you're still there, you're still in control. And if it doesn't, then you meet it with the full face of your bat, or you get an inside edge, goes through to square leg, and you get off strike. When it comes to those sorts of situations, though, the worst thing you can do is just hang around waiting for a ball that's going to get you out. And then that's when it becomes really important to know what your options are. The other thing that becomes really important is, I think when it starts to spin a little bit more, it becomes more about hitting square with the spin and with your cross-batted shots, rather than trying to force the ball straight, almost going against the spin. In modern day cricket, playing against spin, it's no longer, even in 4-day cricket, it's not really just about trying to survive. I think scoring runs is really important. When it comes to 1-day cricket in particular, I think people, you have to have an option, and whether that's to get off strike or whether that's to score a boundary. And for me, that tends to be the sweep. For you, it might be different. It might be going over the top. it might be stroke sweeping, it might be reverse sweeping, but as long as you have something and you've practiced it enough, I think that's fine. So when it comes to playing the sweep shot, I'll just talk about, I won't go into too much detail, I'll just talk about a couple of things that I find really help me. And for me, the most important thing is making sure that I'm not getting too far ahead, because if I go too far ahead, then my head's back, and then my foot gets in the way of my bat, and then playing across the line. For me, it's really important to line up with my head, have access to the ball, and be in a position where I can get my hands out to the ball and give it the full face of the bat. And then if you can get into that position, and then you can either go fine by just bringing your bat out like that, or you can hit almost 360. When it gets to, when you get a little bit further on, you want to reverse sweep, you can do it from the same position as well.